Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Dior Homme Intense. More specifically, Dior Homme Intense 2011. There are versions from before then, but that is not what I have in hand. It has the same bottle design as most of the Dior Homme fragrances, but in my opinion this is the cleanest design with the dark top and the black straw cover and the glass bottle. I really like this design. It's super classy. This whole top comes off. It's a plastic top and it's a glass body, and the atomizer is plastic though, so that is something to keep in mind. This is an eau de parfum and it is 100 milliliters. You can typically get this for around $120, $125, depending on where you buy it from. I know you can get a 1.7 ounce for around $100 too, if you want to go with the smaller size. I probably should have gone with the smaller size, but I went with the bigger one because I got greedy. And as you can see, I have worn this a decent amount. It is a little bit difficult to wear because I am, younger, and this is definitely a more sophisticated scent, which I will get into in a little bit. I got this fragrance because I love iris fragrances. I love woody iris, vanilla iris, and that is exactly what this fragrance is. I'll be discussing that more when I get into the scent, but people were talking about it online and they said this is one of the best iris fragrances you can get, and I figured, hey, I don't have any Dior fragrances yet, I might as well get Dior Homme Intense. There's also Dior Homme Parfum, which is sometimes confused with Dior Homme Intense, but an easier way to remember it is Dior Homme Intense is just Dior Homme Eau de Parfum, and Dior Homme Parfum is just Dior Homme Parfum. And Dior Homme Parfum is much more of an animalic, stronger, more niche kind of Dior Homme, whereas this is definitely a more mass appealing iris scent when it comes to the Dior Homme DNA. So let's just spray Dior Homme Intense and I'll let you know what I smell. It has a decent atomizer, for sure. Alright, so immediately, it smells very masculine. Very masculine. Iris, lavender, fresh in the opening. Some woody notes for sure. And as it dries down, some vanilla starts coming up from the back, but that iris stays ever present. The lavender kind of backs up a little bit. Yeah, definitely gets like a powdery iris with some woody notes and some vanilla. That's pretty much the story of this fragrance. Powdery iris with woods and vanilla. Very masculine. This smells very good, and some people say that you can only wear this in certain more sophisticated dress-up situations when you're wearing a suit. I think you can pull this off in a hoodie and sweatpants if you really tried, honestly. I think people get too caught up with where you should be wearing a fragrance and you can only wear this fragrance in these places, but no, I disagree. I think this is just a great fragrance in the cold weather because it's very warm. When you smell it, it just feels warm. I would never wear this in summer though. It just does not fit the vibe. It's a powdery iris, which already powdery fragrances get kind of weird in the summer. They start smelling a little bit different when it's super warm. And then vanilla is something you can sometimes pull off in the summer, but in conjunction with the powderiness and the woodiness, this is just a very masculine scent for colder weather. Especially for someone like me. I typically wear my fragrances whenever I want to. Sometimes I'll catch myself wearing Stronger With You Intensely in the summer, but this is not even a fragrance I would stretch that far with. Definitely only wear this in the colder months. Unless you want to wear it in the warmer months, you do you. It's not my choice to make. But let's check out Fragrantica and see what they have to say on the notes of this fragrance. Alright, I have the notes for Dior Homme Intense pulled up on Fragrantica, and in the top it has lavender, and I can definitely attest to that. Definitely a lavender fresh barbershop-y opening for this fragrance. I really like lavender openings. I feel like they're always very pleasant, and you can kind of transform lavender into any kind of fragrance you'd like, so I really like that. And then the middle notes has iris, which I said iris is the main story of this fragrance for sure. And then ambrette, which is musk mallow, which, yeah, it's a little bit musky for sure. And then pear. I don't smell that much pear, honestly. I think this note breakdown could do without that note. I typically like it when note breakdowns have every note featured, but I don't like it when they add extra notes that just kind of throw you off. Because if you looked at this, you would think it might be like a sweeter, fruity-ish middle, and that's really not how it is. It's definitely a powdery iris. And the base has Virginia cedar and vetiver. I definitely get the cedar. The cedar almost comes across as vanilla. Like I said, it smells very vanillic. And there's no listed notes as vanilla, but it's definitely a woody vanilla smell is what the cedar gives off. And then for sure you can smell the vetiver. Vetiver is typically a dry, woody smell that's very masculine. And yeah, you can smell it, but it's not in the typical vetiver smell, I think, because the typical vetiver smell is kind of a dirty greenish wood, but it's more of a woody masculine in Dior Homme Intense. So what does the longevity look like with Dior Homme Intense? I think this fragrance, from my experience, lasts actually a pretty good amount of time, which is really good for winter fragrances. I feel like they tend to last longer than the kind of fresher counterparts in the summer. I think it lasts around 10 hours, but in those last 4 hours, it's gonna be more of a skin scent, but it's still there. I sprayed it on my hand a couple hours ago, and it's pretty much a skin scent at this point. You're not gonna smell much, but if you do overspray this, if you do about 9 or 10 sprays, it's gonna last a good 8 hours with strong projection, which is probably how I'm going to run this next time I wear this fragrance. Last time I wore this fragrance was actually to my prom, and I got a compliment on it, and I was really feeling myself with this fragrance. I love this fragrance. I don't care that prom is in spring. I still wore it. This is also one of my favorite fragrances for just relaxing a day at home. It's very pleasing to my nose, very masculine. I like smelling masculine and sort of like a sweeter masculine though, just how Dior Homme Intense smells. Powdery iris with vanilla and woods. And honestly, I can recommend this to any guy of any age group. I find a lot of reviewers saying that this cologne should be only worn by older gentlemen, but I disagree. I have a friend who is much younger than I am. I think he's in middle school still maybe, and he has this fragrance and he rocks it. He loves it, and I do not shame him for that. I love that he's wearing a fragrance that he loves, and I also love it. I think if you love a fragrance, you should wear it. You shouldn't let anybody tell you, oh, you're too young to wear that, or you're too old to wear that. I really like this fragrance. I suggest it to everybody. Definitely smell it first, sample it. That's what I did. I got a sample from Max Aroma before I bought this full bottle, but as soon as I smelled the sample, I knew that I wanted the full bottle. It just smelled amazing. But this is definitely an iris fragrance. So if you don't like iris, definitely steer away from this. I'm a big iris lover, and I feel like a lot of people like iris, and it has been one of the more popular notes recently. And I think that's definitely deserving. This does iris really well. And it was ahead of its time for sure, coming out in 2011. Now everyone's raving about iris. If I was to rate this fragrance, I would definitely rate it a 9 out of 10. Super nice fragrance, wouldn't change much about it. It's a great fragrance, but definitely test it before you buy it. If you have any questions, please comment them down below. I would be happy to answer them. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.